Hi there, and in this video, we're going to answer the question, how much does a homeschool teacher make? There are a number of people who are curious about that. They want to homeschool their own child, and they're wondering if they can also make money doing it by homeschooling other children. So we'll delve into the answer to that question in this video. In the first part of this video, we're going to look at your mindset and what your objectives are. What are your goals? Because that's going to factor in to how much money you're really likely to be able to make. Another one, we're going to look at various factors that are going to play into how much you can charge. And that, of course, is going to help determine how much money you could potentially make as a homeschool teacher. Third, we're going to take a look at what are your credentials. What does that mean in terms of your perceived value and your value, your ability to charge more money? Fourth, we're going to look at marketing and how you need to go about marketing yourself so that you can maximize your worth in this marketplace of homeschool education. And then lastly, we're going to look at some real life examples of a couple people and how their incomes varied based on those things that we just shared. So again, your mindset is going to shape what your objectives are, what your goals are. And you just want to be clear on that. You want to try to understand what your own beliefs are about your skill set, what you bring to the table, and about what you really want to bring forward to others. You may be perfectly happy, content, and delighted if you could homeschool your own children and find a few other families that would also pay you to homeschool their children. And that would be all you need, right? You'd be completely happy with that. Well, that obviously your income is going to be completely different than if you had a mindset about trying to figure out how you could maximize your value to reach as many of the right people as possible in order to earn as much money as possible. Different objective, different goals. Yes, there's this common idea that you want to educate your own children, but maybe you have a little more entrepreneurial mindset and figure out, listen, I bring a lot of value to the table. I know I could offer an awful lot to a lot more people, and that's going to begin to shape how much money you can earn as well. So your mindset around risk-taking and entrepreneurialism and what you think you are capable of and what you believe you are worth will have a tremendous impact on what you actually end up being able to earn. So what are some of the factors that are going to determine what you're able to charge and thus how much you make? Well, the bottom line is this. The more people you can serve well, the more money you can make. That's true in any business-related thing. The more people you serve, the more money you can make. Now, the more people you serve by offering fairly low value services versus the more people you serve at higher value services obviously impact how much money you can make, right? So the factors that go into what you can charge is also going to determine how much money you make. Those factors might be your credentials, your specialized knowledge, what you're bringing to the table. Now, some people talk about only being able to do things in person. And yes, there is a whole lot of value of only being able to deal with people face to face, especially in an education setting. The modern world, though, there is a whole lot of educational opportunities done virtually, especially the older the children get and high school oriented stuff. There's classes that they can take online. Do you have that expertise where you could offer classes online? Maybe you even might be able to develop expertise in how to help parents run their own homeschool co-op, where you can teach parents as well as students. So you're becoming a homeschool teacher by teaching parents of homeschool students. Your creativity and flexibility is going to also help determine how much money you can make. how many people are there to serve. The more money you can charge means the fewer people you need to serve in order to make the same income as charging less, right? If I charge $100 for a course or $1,000 a course, that is a tenfold factor in the number of people I need to find to serve to make the same income, okay? So all of those kinds of things will factor in your specialized knowledge, your credentials, your perceived value are all going to be crucial, right? Your perception of value in the marketplace is in large part shaped by how you position yourself, which goes to your marketing. And how do you market yourself? Who do you market to? What are the avenues you have available to reach homeschool people? With the internet, there's all kinds of now opportunities that way. But make no mistake about it, it's work, it's effort. The more you want to be able to make, the more investment you're going to need to make in yourself, the more investment you're going to need to be able to make in your marketing materials, the more investment you're going to need to be able to make in your branding. All of those things will impact how much money you can charge and how much money you can then thus earn. So kind of cycle right back into that idea of what are your objectives, what are your goals, right? If you just want to be local, find a few families, make a few extra bucks, basically end up maybe homeschooling your own children for free, be able to maybe replace the part-time job that you did have so that you can replace that income by homeschooling your children and other children. That is, only you can answer some of those questions. For a real life example, we're going to look at two people. First, Sarah. Sarah, whose objectives and goals was really she wanted to homeschool her own children, and she needed to have some extra income, bring some extra income in so she could be home for that time. So she found other homeschool families through the local networking that homeschool parents often get involved in. They find statewide networks of people within their state who are homeschooling. They join these groups, they connect, and then they find other families like, oh boy, we would really love to have somebody else help teach because they keep their jobs, so they pay you. And in her case, she made like $20,000 a year homeschooling her and bringing on 2 or 3 other families who paid her to homeschool their kids. That's all she needed. That's all she really wanted. That met her objectives. She was happy, did well. So what she made working 20 hours a week, roughly, teaching those other families, because they still did some of their homeschooling on their own, suited her purposes. Then there was Emily. Emily, who had an education background and began to realize that what her niche could be. So she started homeschooling kids, focusing on test preparation. She realized that was a big market. There are a lot of families that wanted their kids to take SAT tests, PSAT tests, ACT tests, these other standardized kind of tests, as we talked about in other videos. And she realized that there's certain skill sets that you need to be able to do well taking that. So she created a rather successful business teaching just those skills. She's making $75,000 a year, which I don't remember which state she was in, but the state that I was in, that would be on the higher end of teaching salaries. That would be what you would be making with a master's degree after having taught for a number of years. So depending on what state you're in, that $75,000 a year can be very good. You know, it might be average in some of the more in the higher paying states for a public school teacher, but you have a lot fewer headaches, a lot fewer things involved when you just got that specialty niche like she had, focusing on homeschool families, teaching test prep. So a great business for her. I welcome you to subscribe to our channel, like our channel, share it, check out all our other videos. but you also might be interested in subscribing for one of our webinars. In this case, I would suggest you register for Enhance Your Student's Performance to Next Level Success in Academics, Athletics, the Arts, and in Life. You'd find the link to that video in the description to this video. So you click on that, get registered, take that, watch that webinar today.